Good morning, everybody. I'm going to read a story today and it's called Spinderella. This is one of my favourite stories because it's all about counting. So we are going to begin. The book Spinderella is by Julia Donaldson and Sebastian Braun. The children at Scuttleton Primary School were eating their lunch. Fish fingers, potatoes and peas. High up above them, the spiders of Scuttleton Primary were eating their lunch. Flies, flies and more flies. I don't think I'd want flies for my lunch. How many flies have we got today, Mum? Asked Spinderella, the smallest spider. Loads, said her mum. Loads, said her brothers and sisters. That's not a number, complained Spinderella. Never mind about numbers. Eat up your flies, said Mum. I'll get a bit closer so you can see. After dinner, the children went outside to play football. The spiders swung down to watch. What a tackle, they cried. And yippee! The children scored goal after goal. How many goals is that, Mum? Asked Spinderella. Loads, said Mum. Loads, said her brothers and sisters. Spinderella sighed. What a family. How will I ever learn about numbers? When the children had gone home, Spinderella said, "Why don't we play football?" "Don't be silly," said her biggest brother Speedy. "We haven't got a ball," said her second biggest brother Scrabble. "I can see a pea on the floor over there," said Spinderella. "We can use that." Let's have a look at this pea. I don't know if you've ever used a pea to play football, but I don't think it would be a good football. But we're not spiders, are we? Mum chose Speedy and Scrabble as the captains of each team. Nearly all the spiders decided to join Speedy's team because he was the fastest runner. Put your hand up if you're a fast runner. Thought so, lots of you. Speedy's team scored all the goals. "It's not fair," the spiders on Scrabble's team shouted. "Yes, it is, you're just jealous," shouted the spiders on Speedy's team. To make things worse, the spiders kept hurting their legs when they were kicking the pea. Before long, they were all quarrelling, moaning and kicking each other instead of the pea. Mum had to blow her whistle. Oh dear. "Mum, how many spiders should we have on each team?" asked Spinderella. Lots, said Mum. "Loads," said her brothers and sisters. "But I think both teams should have the same number," said Spinderella. But her brothers and sisters all turned on her. "Down with numbers," they yelled. Put your thumbs up if you think Spinderella is right. Do you think we should have the same amount of players on each team? Put your thumbs up and tell the person next to you why you agree. Great. Next morning, Spinderella woke up early. "Oh, I wish I could learn about numbers," she sighed. "And so you shall," came a loud voice. I wonder who it's from. Spinderella spun round and saw a huge, enormous, hairy spider. "Who are you?" asked Spinderella. "I am your hairy godmother," said the enormous spider. "Follow me." Spinderella scuttled after her. Out of the dinner hall, along a corridor, and into a classroom. I wonder what they're going to see in this classroom. Wow, you see all the children doing their learning. They went up to the ceiling. Spinderella looked down and saw a teacher come into the classroom with a pile of football bibs. "Keep your eyes and ears open," said the hairy godmother, and in a flash she was gone. "Now, I want you to count yourself," said the teacher. "There should be 20 of you. But let's check. Now, can you see? We've got starting from 1 all the way to 20. And I know reception are learning how to count to 20 and find one more and one less. Let's have a look. Then came the most wonderful spat sound. The children took turns to shout out a number from 1 to 20. Spinderella swung joyfully backwards and forwards in time to the counting. The teacher gave out the football bibs. Put them on and find the others with the same colour, he said. Soon there were 2 groups of children. How many in each team? Asked the teacher. The children counted again. 10 reds, said a girl in red. Is she right? Can you count them? How many? Excellent. And the blue team? 10 as well. 10 plus 10 is 20. Well done. Spinderella was so excited that she let go of her thread. Oh, look, a spider! Squash it, screamed someone. Spinderella froze in terror. We'll put it out of the window, said the teacher, and he did. Suddenly, Spinderella was outside and she said, I'm lost. I'll never see my mum again. Oh no. But then she turned around and spotted 2 football goals. I know where I am now, she said. Can you see the football goals there? She scuttled round the outside of the school, in through the open window of the dinner hall, and up to the web. Phew, she's home. Hello, Mum. I can count up to 20. Never mind about that. Eat your flies, said Mum. I'm going to count them first, said Spinderella, and she did. I've got 14 flies, she told her brothers and sisters. So what? Down with numbers and up with flies and football, they said. That night, the spiders decided to play football again. Can you see them playing football there? Mum, I've been counting, said Spinderella. There are 10 of us, so we need 5 spiders on each side. Some of the spiders muttered, down with numbers, but Mum shut them up. Spinderella sorted them into 2 teams of 5. She was in Scrabble's team and also helped Mum to keep the score. This time, no one quarrelled or kicked each other, and at half-time each team had scored 3 goals. But the spiders kept hurting their spindly legs, kicking the pea. Oh, I wish we had some football boots, sighed Spinderella. What's going to happen? Who's arrived? It's the hairy godmother. And so you shall. It was the hairy godmother again. How many boots do you each need? She asked. Loads, said Mum. Loads, said Spinderella's brothers and sisters. That's not a good enough number, the hairy godmother said. I have to have a number. 8, shouted Spinderella. We've each got 8 legs, so we need 8 boots. Done, said the hairy godmother. And there in a flash, there was 10 little piles of boots. Each pile had 8 boots in it. Can you figure out how many boots there are in total? If you're not sure, ask the person next to you. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Tell the person next to you. Wow, look. They had a wonderful second half and they scored goal after goal. The hairy godmother clapped and clapped. Oh, with only a minute left to go, each team had scored 8 goals. It's going to be a draw, muttered Spinderella. That means there's the same amount on each side. So if this team scored 2 goals, the other team would also score 2 goals. But just then the ball came her way and Spinderella gave it an almighty kick. Go on, Spinderella. Spinderella had scored the winning goal. All the spiders ran up to her. They picked her up and all together they cheered, up with Spinderella, up with numbers. The end. Well, it turns out that Spinderella really likes numbers and she got all of her friends and all her brothers and sisters to like numbers too. Now I wonder if for your activity today, you can find ways of counting to 20, or if you're feeling really smart, you can count past 20. Maybe you and the person at home, you could count 1, and we call this in reception number tennis. You hit 1, the other person hits 2, you hit 3, the other person hits 4, and you keep going and going and going until you get to the biggest number that you can. You could count to 20 in 2s, you could count to 100 in 10s if you wanted, and even more of a challenge, you can count back from 20. As well, you can find different things to count in your house. Can you count how many pairs of shoes you have? And maybe write that number down on a piece of paper. Can you count how many blue things you can see or how many yellow things you can see? Numbers are everywhere, and we can see if there's lots in our house as well. So I hope you have a lovely time, and I'll have another story for you soon. Bye!